Good morning, everyone. Wow. So, things are getting more intense, and I'm sure all of us are listening to more news than we usually do. And I'm also pretty sure that most of us are sitting more than we usually do. Maybe most of us are pretty active, but even if we are managing to stay active in the apartment by doing videos and things like that, it's never going to be the same as our usual active lifestyles. And that can be frustrating. For me personally, it's showing up in body stiffness and also lower back discomfort. When I tend to sit for a long period of time, I have a little bit of a bulging disc that flares up. And I'm managing to work through that now, but now it's kind of lodged in my right shoulder. And the only reason why I share that with you is because you may be experiencing a similar thing. And although, I use my foam roller for that. That's always my first place of work. But you might not have a foam roller at home. So another one of the things that I use a lot is my heating pad. So hopefully you have a heating pad at home. So today's yoga practice is going to be about trying to mobilize the body, feel less stiff in the body. I'm not exactly sure where that's going to take us, but I did want to start first with a little poem. So this is a poem from Danna Faulds. I got this at Kripalu. She's a yoga teacher and writer at Kripalu. And these are called Poems from the Heart of Yoga. And the one that I chose for today is called Sangha. So Sangha is us being together. So even though we're not together physically, we can be together and share feelings and share sensations and share a practice with each other. So this is called Sangha. Teach me what I cannot learn alone. Let us share what we know and what we cannot fathom. Speak to me of mysteries, and let us never lie to one another. May our fierce and tender longing fuel the fire in our souls. When we stand side by side, let us dare to focus our desire on the truth. May we be reminders, each for the other, that the path of transformation passes through the flames. To take one step is courageous. To stay on the path day after day, choosing the unknown and facing yet another fear, that is nothing short of grace. Okay, so let's begin. If you'd like to, just find a comfortable seat. If you have blocks or blankets, you could sit up on them. If not, you could come to lie down if that's more comfortable for you. Allow your eyes to close, your gaze to soften down, and begin to just scan your body, paying attention to what you're feeling in your body. Areas of tightness, soreness, stiffness, and let that be just a moment. Remind yourself that we can open, we can soften, we can create space where we feel a little tight. Notice sounds and movements and vibrations going on around you. And then begin to notice the quality of your breath. I always like to remind people that there is no wrong way to breathe. So however it is that you're breathing at this moment is just fine. And let your chin drop down towards your collarbone. Lengthen through the back of the neck. As you do that, perhaps you'll feel a need to move your head from side to side or to pull the shoulders away from your ears a bit. And then you may feel some sensation going down in towards the shoulders and perhaps even down in towards the shoulder blades. From here, inhale through your nose. As you do, are you aware of any sensation in the back of the throat Or do you hear any noise coming from the back of the throat or deep into the nasal cavity? If you do hear or feel, that's sort of the beginning of your ocean sounding breath, Ujjayi Pranayama. If you do not feel that or hear that, that's okay. Just see if you can take a little longer to breathe in through the nose and a little longer to breathe out through the nose. If you are familiar with ocean sounding breath, you can now lift your chin back up. If you're not so familiar with it, just stay there for another couple breaths and see if it just naturally kicks in. But don't get irritated or frustrated with yourself if it's not happening. It's not really that important. The way you are breathing right now is exactly what your body needs you to be doing. Take the next moment to create an intention, dedication, or focus for your practice. Let it be the first thing that comes to your mind. Maybe it'll have something to do with the poem that I read, which I will read again at the end of the practice. Or maybe it's just being more present with your breath or anything else that comes to your mind, but let it be that first thing. And then let's take a breath in together and exhale. See if you can lengthen the breath a little more as you take that breath in and exhale. And one more, breathing in and breathing out. If you would like to join me, we'll begin with the sound of Om, taking an easy breath in. If you are lying down, go ahead and find your way now into a seated position. If sitting cross-legged is uncomfortable, extend your legs long out in front of you. Take a moment to just shrug the shoulders, maybe do a little gentle movement at the neck, and then bring your arms alongside the body and inhale to lift the arms up. Gaze at your thumbs, or if your eyes are closed, just lift your chin, and exhale, bring the arms back by your side. Inhale and lift the arms out and up. Once again, tilting your head upwards, and exhale, bring the arms back by your side. And then once again, inhale to lift. As you exhale, staying in this seated position, rotate your chest to the right side and lower your arms back down. Then inhale to lift the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, rotate to the left side, lowering arms back down. Inhale, lift the arms back up. And as you exhale, float your right arm down, lift the left arm higher, bend your right elbow as you reach over into your right side. Plant your left knee downward, breathe into the left side of your body. And then as you exhale, come back up. And inhale to lift the right arm up. And as you exhale, lean over into your left side, bending that left elbow, creating space between the shoulder and ear as you breathe into the right side of the body. And exhale, come back up. From here, come to lie down on your mat, facing up. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest. Eyes can be opened or closed here, and I'd like you to just rock your knees from side to side. So press your lower body into the mat from the sacrum area in particular. And as you rock from side to side, noticing sensation, it's a little bit like being on a foam roller. You're just using your floor to massage the muscles around the sacrum, maybe even into the upper parts of your gluteal and hip muscles. Rocking from side to side. Go as far over to the side as feels nice for you. Good. And then hug the knees in a little closer. Lift your sacrum slightly off of the mat and begin to, if you can, wrap your arms across your knees. Then place your head back down and see if you can do the same now into your shoulder blades. Once again, kind of using the floor as a foam roller. Good. Here, if you want to, you can rock a little further to the side and then come back to center and rock a little further over to the other side. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Then open the arms out wide into a T. Keep your knees lifted. And as you exhale, let your knees fall to one side. It really doesn't matter which side you go to. Let the leg fall all the way to the floor. If you have a block or blanket or towel that you can use, don't find that your knees easily come to the floor, you can place that underneath the thigh. Let your shoulders now soften into the floor with the palms facing up. Your chin could be facing the ceiling or facing away from your knees. So whichever feels better for you. Breathe into the ribs that are facing the ceiling. Feel them expanding upward and outward. You might even take a hand and place your hand on your ribs, and as you breathe in, feel the ribs and the muscles, intercostal muscles surrounding your ribs, expanding. Get in touch with the physical movement of your body. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, bring the knees back in and let's give them another hug. Hold here, breathe here. Pull the knees in super close to you. And then as you exhale, draw your chin in towards your collarbone as you begin to reach your forehead towards your knees. Inhale, release your head back down. And exhale, once again, bring your forehead towards your knees. And then one more time, inhale, releasing down. And exhale, drawing back up. Inhale, release your head back down. Open out your arms into a T with the palms facing up and let your knees now fall to the other side. So whichever side you didn't do. Once again, towel, blanket, yoga block could come underneath that thigh so you don't feel like you have to come to the floor. It's really not about the legs. It's more about the spine and getting a little twist in the spine. But also the shoulder blades, so that those shoulders relax to the floor. Your chin could be facing the ceiling or now facing away from your knees. Either one is fine. One is not better than the other. See where you want to be. And then breathe into the ribs that are facing towards the ceiling. And once again, you might like to bring your hand across those ribs. Just tune into the breath. Sharing breath, sharing experience, even through a computer. As you exhale, bring the knees back in towards center. If it feels good for you, you can roll up and down along the spine. Today that feels kind of good for me, but it may not feel good for you. So please feel free to roll to one side and just come to table. So table, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we'll begin cow and cat. If you begin to feel any discomfort on your wrists, Please feel free to bring your forearms down to the floor and proceed with cow and cat from there. The inhale will lift your chin and tailbone, and the exhale will round the spine and gaze at your navel. Inhale to lift the chin and tailbone, and exhale to round the spine. Now, if you're like me with this little bit of bulging disc going on, you may prefer just to come into cow and then neutral. So that's what I'm going to do today. Good. Start to add some other movements. So particularly now, the lateral movement in the spine would be really great. So from your table position, either on your hands or forearms, look over your right shoulder to the right side of your body. Hold here and breathe here. And then as you exhale, come back into center and take it over to the other side, looking over your left shoulder towards your left hip. And then back to center. And then once again, over to the right, back to center, over to the left. And then see if there's any other movement that you might like to add here, rocking hips from side to side, flaring ribs from side to side, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Let's begin to find our way into downward facing dog. So walk the hands forward, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, and take a moment to pedal your feet slowly. Maybe move to your breath, inhaling to straighten through one leg, exhaling to straighten through the other as you bend the opposite side. Inhaling, exhaling. Then come to find some relative stillness here. Bend both knees a little bit. Reach your seat up and back, lengthening through the arms and shoulders. Now, take the whole inhale and come forward to plank. Take the whole exhale to go back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. And then one more time. Inhale to come forward to plank. And as you exhale, come back to table. Inhale, lift the right arm out and up. And exhale, bring it back down. Inhale again to lift the right arm out and up. And exhale to bring it down. And one more time. Inhale to lift the right arm out and up, and exhale to bring it down. Left side, inhale to lift the left arm out and up, and exhale to bring it down. Inhale, lift the left arm out and up, and exhale to bring it down. And one more time, inhale to lift the left arm up, and exhale to bring it down. Take your right foot back. Touch the toes onto the mat or floor behind you. Tuck those toes under as you lengthen through the right leg. Push the floor away. Be mindful of your hips as you inhale and lift the right leg up. Let's keep the right foot flexed with the toes pointing towards the floor. Then inhale and lift the left arm up. Push the floor away with your right hand, but bend your right elbow just a tiny bit. Zip up from the midline as you hold here and breathe. Take another breath. And then exhale back to table. Bring your knees wide and reach back into child's pose. And reach your hands way out in front of you. Lengthen the spine here as you lift your elbows off of the mat and press your fingertips into the floor. Take another breath. And then as you exhale, once again, find your way back to table. Take the left foot back. Tuck the toes under and send your left heel away from you. Push the floor away with both hands, but let your elbows be slightly bent. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And begin to reach your right arm forward as you hold. Mindful that you're not arching your spine, so draw the navel to the spine as you hold here and breathe. One more breath. And exhale back down. Once again, bringing the knees almost as wide as your mat, letting your big toes touch, reaching your seat back as you come into child's pose. Slowly walk your hands back towards you as you come to sit on your heels in a wide child's pose. From here, if you have yoga blocks, let's grab yoga blocks. Believe it or not, I don't have any yoga blocks at home. Two things I don't have are yoga blocks and hand weights. So I've been improvising with pasta boxes or cans of beans. I have lots of other equipment, but I don't have those things. So bring your yoga blocks if you have them nearby, or your can of beans, or your box of pasta. And from here, let's lift up again into downward facing dog. Inhale and lift your right leg up and back. Bend your right knee. Bring your right heel close to your seat. Then begin to open up your right knee towards the ceiling and circle the right knee in midair. Try to keep both arms evenly placed on the floor, and then circle in the other direction. From here, bring your right knee in towards your nose, and then drop the foot between your hands. Please feel free to help your foot get there by grabbing hold of your ankle and bringing it forward. Place your left hand on your yoga block or whatever you're using in place of the yoga block, and inhale and lift the right arm over and up. Bend your left elbow slightly as you lift your right arm up. Hold here. Draw your right knee in towards the midline. Give it a bit of a hug. Try to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Bring your right hand down and grab your other yoga block and begin to straighten through your right leg. Inhale, bend the right knee, lengthen the spine. Exhale, straighten through the right leg and hold. And inhale and bend. And exhale and straighten. And one more time, inhale to bend. And exhale to straighten. Move your blocks off to the side and inhale to plank, which is the top of a push-up. As you exhale, bring your knees to the floor. Lengthen the spine. Let your elbows be slightly bent. Draw the navel to the spine, and with an exhale, lower to the floor. Bring your hands a little wider than your mat. Press all toes into the floor, press your hips into the mat, and draw your thighs slightly towards each other. Push into the mat as you lift your chest, a little or a lot, with elbows bent. Mind that your shoulders are not crowding your ears. And then exhale, with your hands closer in to downward facing dog. Inhale and lift the left leg up and back. Bend your left knee. Open up your left hip to the ceiling as much as possible, with both hands pressing evenly into the mat. Begin to circle your left knee around. circle in the other direction. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your knee in towards your nose and then drop the foot between your hands. Once again, help it get there. Grab your yoga blocks. Right hand on the block as you inhale and lift the left arm over and up. And exhale, bring the left hand down. Inhale, lift up and hold. Draw the left knee in towards the midline. Try to stack your left arm over your right, taking another breath. As you exhale, bring your hands down, both hands on the blocks as you begin to straighten through the left leg. Inhale, bend through the left knee, and exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. And one more time. Inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. Move your blocks off to the side, plant your palms to the floor as once again you step back into plank. As you exhale, let your knees fall to the floor. Inhale, untuck your toes, and exhale, lower to the floor. Keep your hands now underneath your shoulders as you press your lower body into the floor and lift your chest a little or a lot. Once again, mindful that your shoulders are not creeping up in towards your ears, but keep your elbows alongside. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. With or without movement, that's up to you. Start to pedal your feet all the way towards the front of the mat. When you get there, give yourself some space between your feet. 1 or 2 fist distance. Let your knees be a little soft and grab hold of opposite elbows. If you are uncomfortable having your head below your heart, then go ahead and roll up into mountain pose. If you're okay here for a bit, you might like to also add a gentle rocking motion from side to side. Come back into center, release the arms down, take a breath in. As you exhale, slowly roll up. Fix your shirt, fix your pants. And prepare to move through little sun salutation variation. Inhale to lift the arms out and up. And exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale to step the right foot back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. And exhale, either hold plank or lower down. Inhale, either hold plank or lift up. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. I'm going to be demonstrating all variations, so that's the first variation. 2 more breaths here in down dog. Good. Inhale to lift the right leg up and back. And exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale, lift your hips a little higher. And exhale, step that left foot forward as you fold. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale to release. Inhale, take the arms all the way out and lift up. And exhale, bring your arms back by your side. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. That's your Uttanasana. Inhale to step the left foot back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, either hold plank or lower down, maybe with your knees first. Inhale, lift up, letting the shoulders separate from the ears, or hold plank. And exhale, press back for downward facing dog. And 3 breaths again here. Let your knees be soft as you reach your seat up and back and lengthen through the spine. 1 more breath. Inhale to lift the left leg up and back. And exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Once again, help it get there. Inhale to lift the hips up higher. And exhale to step the right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. And again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, either hold plank or lower down. Inhale, either hold plank or lift up. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths again, so use those breaths to heat up. Inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale to your fingertips. Exhale, step the left foot forward, fold. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale to step the left foot back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, either hold plank, lower down, or chaturanga, if you're familiar with chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, cobra, up dog, or stay in your plank. And then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Breath in, breath out. Inhale to lift the left leg up and back. And exhale, bring the foot between your hands. Inhale to lift your hips up higher. And exhale to step the right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Let's now take a moment to work specifically on mobility in the hips. So I'm going to inhale and lift arms out and up. As you exhale, bring your hands together. And I'm actually going to turn to face this direction so you can see me better. We're going to pour the weight into the right foot and inhale to lift the left knee forward and up. As you exhale, we're going to shoot the left toes back, coming into a lunge position. Inhale and sweep the arms out and up for high lunge. And then exhale and open to warrior 2. Now inhale and lift both arms and straighten both legs. And as you exhale, turn your right toes to face the left side as well. Open the arms out into a T. Bring your hands to your hips and start to walk your fingertips down. Turn your toes slightly outward. From here, walk your fingertips over to your right ankle. Use your left hand to hold that right ankle and inhale to lift the right arm out and up. Try to keep your hips centered as you hold here. Reach your seat back slightly. Take another breath in. As you exhale, release. Hang in the middle for a moment. Reach your seat up and back. Keep your knees slightly bent, but walk your fingertips forward. Keep reaching your seat back as if you were pulling your hands back towards you, but they're not moving. Feel that lengthening going down from the underarm all the way down towards your elbows. Shake the head gently. Walk your fingertips back into center and begin to take your right hand over to your left ankle, and then inhale and lift the left arm out and up. Try to keep your hips still in center and reach the seat a little bit back. And then come back into center, releasing, and once again, walk your hands forward. Try to keep your hips exactly where they are. You can still have a bit of a bend in your knees. In fact, I really feel a lot more happening in my legs when I keep my knees slightly bent. Walk your fingertips back. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly roll up. Inhale and lift the arms out and up. And as you exhale, come back to Warrior Two. Inhale, flip your palms, reach back for a peaceful warrior. And then exhale, hands down to frame your front foot. Inhale to plank. And exhale, either hold plank or lower down your way. Inhale, either hold plank or lift up your way. And then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the right leg up and back. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, lift back up, down dog split, and open up your hip. And as you exhale, bring the right knee across the body to your left upper arm. Then one more time. Inhale, lift up and open up that hip. As you exhale, right knee to right elbow, lifting up, and then drop the foot between your hands. Inhale to your fingertips. And exhale to step that left foot forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms back by your side. I'm going to switch to this direction now. So inhale, lift arms out and up. As you exhale, bring your hands back into prayer, heart center. Pour your weight into your left leg. And inhale to lift your right knee forward and up. As you exhale, shoot those right toes back. Stabilize in your lunge first before you inhale and lift the arms up. As you exhale, open to Warrior Two. Inhale, lift both arms and straighten both legs and turn all your toes again to face forward. Then bring your hands into prayer. Turn your toes a little bit out. Start to bend your knees. So go as far into this as feels interesting, safe, good. If you can hear, my knee is snapping. But that's okay. We're going to start to rock from side to side here. If it's easy for you, you can even take your blocks and get a little lower into this using your blocks to help you move from side to side. If it's very easy for you, might be holding your hands in prayer as you move from side to side. Either one is fine, and you may find that after a bit you need to stop. As I mentioned, stiffness comes from the less mobility that we've been doing. Normally super active people or very active people, and now not so much. All right, let's come back into the center. We cannot judge ourselves for those things, right? Okay, we're all doing the best we can under these circumstances. Please release that. Slowly roll back up. Inhale and lift arms out and up. And as you exhale, come back to your Warrior Two. Inhale, flip your palms, reach back for peaceful warrior. As you exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot. Inhale to plank. Exhale, either hold your plank or lower down. Inhale, either hold your plank or lift up. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale and lift that left leg up and back. Open up the hip. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Then inhale, down dog split. Once again, open up the hip and exhale, cross the body, left knee to right upper arm. Then inhale, down dog split, open up the hip, exhale, left knee to left elbow, and then drop the foot between your hands. Inhale to your fingertips. Exhale, step that right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, take arms out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Good. Inhale, lift arms out and up. And exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step the right foot back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank, and then exhale into table. So remember, table, knees are underneath the hips and hands are forward. We're going to come into Anahata Asana. So this is a very intense pose for many of us, particularly in the thoracic spine and shoulders. So let's start by walking the hands forward. Knees stay right where they are. Begin to bring your chest to the mat. Your chin or your forehead can come to the mat. So it's not child's pose. The hips are right over the knees. As you hold here and breathe here, if you're fine here, stay here. Let your chest come closer to the sternum, come closer to the mat. So this pose is called heart opening pose, Anahata Asana. It's actually one of my favorites, but it took me a long time to feel comfortable here. If you do not feel comfortable, then come to a wide knee child's pose, which looks like this again, right? Same idea, nice long spine, so many of the same benefits. If you're fine in Anahata Asana, stay here for a little bit. Try to stay present with your breath. Imagine that with each exhale, you're sending your sternum just a little closer to the floor. If you haven't already, find your way back to a wide knee child's pose. And as you hold your wide knee child's pose, take a moment to notice how your hips are feeling right now. Take another breath. And then slowly roll back up again. Come to sit, facing forward, and bring your feet together with your knees apart. Now, if you are someone like me who's got a little bit of a bulging disc situation going on, and I am self-diagnosing, but I do feel it more on the left side than on the right side. So that's an indication to me that it's a bulging disc, and it's definitely gotten better over the last couple of days as I've been doing some things to help it. If you are someone who's experiencing, because of more sitting, any lower back discomfort, I would encourage you to stay sitting up tall here in Baddha Konasana, or perhaps even doing some lateral movement at the spine. If you are not experiencing this and you would like to come into a forward fold, which looks like this, then please do, okay? I'm going to continue making this lateral movement because that's definitely good for my lower back. And it's nice sometimes to move in what looks normally like a static pose. But let's move with the breath. Inhaling over and exhaling to the other side. Watching the shoulders, so bending those elbows. Good. All right. Then as we come back into center, let's take the left knee and fold it over the right knee. Let's take that left knee out to the side. The left foot is just hanging out back there. Doesn't have to do anything special as I shimmy my right shin more into the center. Once again, let's take a side bend over to the right. Reach those ribs up towards the ceiling as you hold. As you exhale, come on back up. And if you want to, you can grab one of your blocks and place that to support your head. Now, I can fold very easily over the front of my right shin. But it may be that that's not quite happening for you. And that could be for a lot of reasons. It's not just stiffness. It could just be the shape of your hip. So it's not anything to feel less than about. So maybe start your exploration in front of the knee. If you're holding here and you don't feel a whole lot happening, then see what happens when you bring the can or the yoga block more towards the center of the shin. I'm feeling a lot happening along the edges of the upper thigh and even into the glute medius and minimus here, which is a nice feeling. I don't feel a whole lot happening in my piriformis, but that's okay. Take this time perhaps to do a gentle rocking motion at the neck from side to side. Let your lower body enjoy this while the upper body softens but continues to actively breathe. You can stay here for as long as you want. So even though I may continue with the rest of the video, in your own home practice, you can do this for as long as you like. Many of us, however, begin to feel a little antsy as we're sitting here in this pose. And I think in part because this is a very introverted pose. And many of us right now have been spending a lot of time being introverted. Now, I personally am an extroverted introvert. So I actually feel pretty comfortable being quiet and alone with the cats. But I can definitely understand how for many of us it can be very distressing. Okay, so let's move on. Let's bring that left knee back over the right knee. And bring the feet back into feet together with the knees apart. But this time, slide the feet further out in front of you. I actually prefer this pose over Baddha Konasana. This is star pose, Tarasana, excuse me. I'm going to walk my fingertips forward and I'm going to get some roundness in my spine. I'm going to take my elbows out to the side as I fold forward. And once again, I'm not going to stay here too long today because I'm working with this situation in my back. But I can, once again, come into my lateral movement. If you've got nothing going on wrong with your back, then please enjoy your Tarasana. Notice how it feels different from Baddha Konasana, because it does. It may feel about the same in your back, but it may feel different going along the outside edges of your upper thigh. Go ahead and come on back up. Bring your feet closer together. Take your right knee over your left knee Take that right knee out to the side. Remember, your right foot doesn't have to be tucked behind you. It's just hanging out back there. Left shin comes in towards center. We're going to take our side bend again over. Keep that shoulder, plenty of space between the ear and shoulder. Press your forearm into the floor so that helps you. And then come on back up. Once again, grab your yoga block or whatever you're using in its place, and start in front of the left knee. Flex your left foot and bring your block in front of your left knee. Start here, hold here, and see how that feels. If it feels great and you've got plenty going on here, then stay here. If you're not feeling a whole lot, particularly in the back of the left thigh, then go ahead and grab your block and bring it more towards the center and fold forward here. This side may feel very different from the other side, and there's lots of reasons why that could be. It's not necessarily that your muscles are more stiff or anything. From one side to the other side, your hip may actually be shaped differently. So do not distress if one side feels different from the other. Hold here, breathe here, and as I mentioned before, you can hold this pose for as long as you want. One of my first yoga teachers, Mel Russo, really kind of wanted to spend the whole class in this pose. It was really one of her very, very favorite poses, and I understand. It took me, as with many other poses, a long time to feel comfortable in this pose. And once again, you may feel a little on the antsy side in this pose. So embrace that, and if that's the case, go ahead and come out of it. Maybe even hold in this upward position for a bit. Good. All right, so from here, we're going to come back to lie down on the mat. Have your blocks handy. And let's set up for bridge. So bring your ankles underneath your knees, about 2 fist distance apart. Let your arms relax by your side, and they can be face down or face up. And from here, let's take a breath in. As you exhale, lift your hips up. Start to fire up your gluteal muscles as you hold here. Imagine that you're holding a block or a ball between your knees, and squeeze as you hold this bridge. Very active bridge. Release back down. From here, let's bring the feet as wide as the mat and knees to touch. Let your arms now come a little more away from your body. Let your shoulders soften into the floor. And then start to gently and slowly windshield wiper legs from side to side. No rush. Feel the sensations that occur in the body as you are moving slowly in this. Then, as you're ready, find your way either back to hugging your knees in towards your chest, or if you like happy baby, you can grab hold of your shins, the outside edges of your feet, or your big toes, as you once again rock from side to side. And if you recall at the beginning of class, we were talking about using the floor as a foam roller. So press your lower spine into the floor enough that you can feel the feedback from the floor, kind of massaging the muscles of your lower back. Good. Then come back into the center, extend the left leg long, hug your right knee in. Use your left hand to guide your right knee over to the left side as you open your right arm out to the side. Once again, your chin could be facing the ceiling or facing the right side of your body. Come back to center, extend the right leg long. Hug the left knee in. Use your right hand to guide your left knee over to the right side as you open out the left arm to the left side. Your chin could be facing the ceiling or facing the left side of your body. Then come back into center and set yourself up into your Shavasana pose. So it may be that you just do traditional Shavasana with your arms and legs just extended away from your trunk. You may prefer to have your knees bent with your feet on the floor parallel to each other, which might feel better for your back, especially if you're like me, having a little strain in the back. If you really prefer to, you can use your blocks and bring your feet together with your knees apart and rest your legs on your blocks. So find your way into whatever it is that feels best for you. And I will remind you of the poem that I read at the beginning of class, and then we will do our squared breathing practice. Sangha. Teach me what I cannot learn alone. Let us share what we know and what we cannot fathom. Speak to me of mysteries, and let us never lie to one another. May our fierce and tender longing fuel the fire in our souls. When we stand side by side, let us dare to focus our desire on the truth. May we be reminders, each for the other, that the path of transformation passes through the flames. To take one step is courageous. To stay on the path day after day, choosing the unknown and facing yet another fear, that is nothing short of grace. And then from here, we'll do our squared breathing practice, inhaling for 5, holding the breath for 5, exhaling to 5, and holding the breath again for 5. Starting by taking a clearing breath in together and exhale. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Breathing in. Hold. Breathing out. Hold. And release. We'll hold here in silence for just another moment. You may be aware of sounds, movement, and vibration around you. I invite you to return your attention back to your breath, especially if things come back into your mind that disrupt your inner quiet for now. Take a deep breath in. Start to make small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest and roll to one side, whichever side is your favorite. And take a moment just to appreciate sensations you experience in the body. Appreciate the effort that you put into your practice and the benefits you feel from the practice. And then take your time to find your way back into a seated position or come back to your lying down position, whichever you prefer. If you'd like to, you can bring your hands in front of your heart, resting them over your heart or in Anjali Mudra, which is a prayer position. Allow your eyes to close or your gaze to soften down. And let's take another breath in together and exhale. If you would like to join me, we'll seal our practice with the sound of Om chanting once, taking an easy breath in. Om. Thank you all so much. Namaste. And stay tuned for more. Okay, have a good day.